Look in the mirror, don't know what to say, but I'm happy the man I is.
God damn, we're back at it in September. Came and flew by, then we out in October, the last 3 months of the year. It's crazy how September just absolutely flew by. This whole entire year of 2021 is just absolutely flown by. And since September is flying by, we doing our monthly look back on the past months. Previously we did August, looking back at August, September, and September, all 30 days just absolutely flew by. But for all the days that flew by, we had so much music, so many albums, so many EPs from big name artists on the come up, underground artists, so much music that came out over the last 30 days. So once again, we're gonna look back on some of the singles, some of the albums, some of the mixtapes, EPs, LPs, or whatever you want to call them. There's so many. I'm not gonna go through them all, because if we do, it's gonna be a long video. I'm trying to keep this as short as I possibly can, but I'm gonna mention some of my favorite songs, mention some of my favorite albums, probably go through like 5 hours and do a brief overview on my thoughts on them. So without further ado, these are my favorite songs and albums from September 2021. Alright, I'm just going through my Spotify playlist to really go through all the different songs and albums here. So we're gonna start off with the singles so far. So Code of the Friend released 2 singles, 96 Bulls, which was early September, and then like mid-September we got, where's it at? Needs. So I thoroughly enjoyed those 2 tracks from Code of the Friend and making those come back. We all know the controversy. If you don't know, the controversy is around Code of the Friend and his personal issues and abusing women, etc., etc. That's not my place. It's neither here nor there. I'm just here for the music. Code of the Friend, I thoroughly enjoy his music. Hopefully he can come this, get the help that he needs, and produce more music for this. So I thoroughly enjoy the tracks from him. Some other singles we got, let's see, bear with me as I go through this. Chris Patrick came back for the track Gang Activity. Thoroughly enjoyed that track, man. I can't wait to see what Chris Patrick does in the future, because Gang Activity definitely was something crazy. That Prodigy released late last year. I thoroughly enjoyed that, so I'm really expecting high things from Chris Patrick in the future. Russ has always releasing many different tracks. He released a Utah Freestyle, which is like the precursor for the Chomp EP 2, which is supposed to be coming out sometimes in the coming weeks or months now. I thoroughly enjoyed the Chomp EP from last year, so Chomp 2 I think I'm thoroughly going to enjoy. Maxo Cream and Tyler the Creator came for a track. So Maxo Cream is primarily the producer, and some of his beats are a little bit different, and people were expecting him, Tyler the Creator, to perform. That track was absolutely solid. Jon Bellion finally, after 84 years, finally came back with I Feel It featuring Burna Boy. Thoroughly enjoyed that track. You know, one thing I love about Jon Bellion is his production style is so unique, so crazy, and it's been so long since we got music from this man. The last single we got was in summer of 2019, so it's been over 2 years since we got something from Jon Bellion, so I thoroughly enjoyed that. Russ had another track, and when this is all new, I believe there's another one by Russ. Yes, Seduce, so that I thoroughly enjoyed those tracks. Some other singles we finally got the perfect remix from Logic, Lil Wayne, A$AP Ferg. Thoroughly enjoy that. One of my things is I wish Logic would have created a new verse, but this was way back in last year. Just Def Jam never paid Lil Wayne. I wish Lil Wayne's verse was a little bit longer. A$AP Ferg definitely performed that. He definitely highlight on that track. J. Cole had 2 featured tracks before the end of October, the end of September, excuse me. He had team up with Jordan Lucas for Your Heart. And then with Wale, he was on Poke It Out. Yeah, Poke It Out. Thoroughly enjoyed that track with the production by Cool and Dre. Let's throw back there. Some other singles we had D Smoke, Good Thing, but Ty Dolla $ign. Ty Dolla $ign is a Chico feature. D Smoke, I'm trying to get more into D Smoke. I heard good things about him. Giveon For Tonight had another single. Maybe it's a precursor from an album or EP or something like that coming out probably next year or so. Who remains to be seen. But I think those are some of my favorite tracks, some of my favorite singles. Last One Standing with Eminem, Skylar Grey, Polo G, Mosey. That was a nice little solid track before the end of September. So those are my favorite singles. I know it's out rapid fire, but it's a lot I'm trying to get through here. Now let's go on to albums. So my favorite albums, September of 2021. Alright, right out the gate, Certified Lover Boy Drake. And we'll go over 2 to 3 minutes. Hopefully I can go through this in 2 to 3 minutes. Certified Lover Boy, it's a comfortable album from Drake. Drake is at the point in his career where he knows what's going to be successful. Whatever he does is going to be successful. Whether it's him on a feature track, him making an album, a mixtape, an EP, whatever you want to call it, it's going to perform well. It's going to do well. It's already go on his way to be platinum. Yeah, this is comfortable. People expecting him to be more creative, get more crazy, do some outlandish, which is like, if we haven't noticed from the last 3 years, he's not gonna do anything too crazy. He's gonna be comfortable. He know whatever he's gonna do, he's gonna sell. So why not be relaxed, do what you just for music? You know, as long as it's not terrible. It's not terrible per se, but I thoroughly enjoy that. That's not gonna be. I wasn't gonna expect anything from crazy from Drake. If I want something more creative and expressive, I go with someone else. So I'm not expecting that from Drake. I'm expecting consistency, some bangers, some fire tracks here and there, some great future artists. Some of my favorite tracks on there: Champagne Poetry, the intro track, Fair Trade. I can't get Fair Trade out of my head for the last few weeks now. Pipe Down, No Friends in the Industry. There was a lot of tracks I thoroughly enjoyed. I don't understand why people don't really enjoy this album, but that's not much for me to say. But those are my thoughts on Drake's Certified Lover Boy. Next up, we got Lil Simmons. Sometimes I Might Be an Introvert. Thoroughly enjoyed this project. The intro track, man, when the intro track came on, I'm like, oh yeah, this is about to be crazy. This sounds like an intro to a movie. It's like I'm introduced to the movie. And that's what this whole album sounds like. It sounds like I'm listening to a movie in action with the different synopses and scenes and the music being. It sounds like a soundtrack to a movie, which is not. It's just a well produced album. Definitely gonna be a contender among my favorite albums of the year. It's definitely my top 10, probably top 5. It just, the production of this album was absolutely insane. Lil Sims, it's my first project from listening to her, and just like got me thoroughly impressed. So Lil Sims, Sometimes I Might Be an Introvert. I'm not saying a lot here for this album because I'm trying to keep it moving, but I just know that this album is insane. If you haven't listened to it, the production is absolutely insane. But Lil Sims, Sometimes I Might Be an Introvert. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Next up we got is Baby Keem, The Melodic Blue. I'm kind of indifferent about this album. Like, it was a little bit different. We got 2 tracks. Baby Keem is the cousin of Kendrick Lamar. He finally got Kendrick Lamar out his cave, out his manhole. We got 2 feature verses for him. Family Ties and Range Brothers. Range Brothers coming to me because top of the morning. That became a meme in the trend on TikTok, as I expected. And but yeah, the album is not something that I think it is probably gonna be. If it's definitely probably gonna be my honorable mentions. If not, might be like a top 25 album from 2021. I'm not exactly sure. Just like the production wasn't for me. Like the album didn't really fit the vibe for me. But it was definitely some solid tracks from there. Obviously, Family Ties, Range Brothers, Trademark USA. Gorgeous, some of my favorite tracks, but Baby Keem and the Melodic Blue was alright for me. It just wasn't exactly all for me, but it's my first Baby Keem album, and still at the end of the day, I still enjoyed it. Next up, midway through September, we got Lil Nas X, Ontario, highly anticipated debut album from Lil Nas X, and we finally got it after years and years of waiting and expecting what a full-fledged album project from Lil Nas would be like, and we finally got it. Production was on here, was pretty solid. It was, I'm forgetting the producers' taglines, but the producers that could regularly produce Lil Nas X albums, projects, songs, some of the singles. Damn, I'm forgetting the producers' names, but they definitely did a solid job. They comfortable. Lil Nas X and the producers is very comfortable on here. Some of my favorite tracks are obviously Industry Baby, Ontario, the leading single, Dollar Sign Slime with Megan Thee Stallion. Lil Nas X was spitting on that track. We need more, because we getting a little melodic singing from Lil Nas X, but him actually rapping with that track with Megan Thee Stallion, I thoroughly enjoyed that. So this is definitely probably like a top 15 album for me. Lil Nas X finally getting a full-fledged project with him, and I just thoroughly enjoyed it. All right, to close out some of my mentions for my albums for September 2021, G-Eazy, Things Happen 2, the sequel to the legendary debut album from G-Eazy. I thoroughly enjoyed this project. It's highly anticipated because the sequel to his debut album, considered one of his best projects overall in his discography, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's never going, like, sequels almost never live up to the hype of the original. It's never going to be as good as the original, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, if the original Things Happen was up here, I'd say Things Happen 2 is right here. trying to create more nostalgia from it, trying to create some of the things he definitely did on some of the tracks, some of the lyrics he previously mentioned, like Tumblr Girls 2, references to the original Tumblr Girls, so I thoroughly enjoyed it. Some of my favorite tracks are These Things Happen, an intro track, the track with Lil Wayne, When You're Gone, Faithful, Mark E. Bassey, which is something that's reoccurring discography between G-Eazy, is them two coming together. No More with Ty Dolla $ign, Time with the tribute to Mac Miller. Anytime we get a tribute to Mac Miller or reflect the thoughts of Mac Miller, it just hits every time. So I thoroughly enjoyed that track. So it was a nice solid album from G-Eazy, man. It's great to see that he conquered his demons. You know, the last few years he's been going through some things, personal issues, relationship issues, drugs. It's just been a whole lot, and it seemed like he conquered his demons, and he definitely explained that on his album, so I thoroughly enjoyed that for him. So that's all the ones. I'm gonna mention some other mixtapes and EPs I've enjoyed. Duckworth Theresa EP during September. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Production on that was solid. Dizzy Wright, people don't mention Dizzy Wright enough on here. I thoroughly enjoyed the EP he had. He always bring out consistent vibey, chill track songs on his EPs and projects. AZ, one of the underrated lyricists in the history of rap, released an album. You know, some of my favorite tracks from that was the Conway the Machine, Lil Wayne track. I did a reaction to that. I thoroughly enjoyed that. What else we got here? Thames released the EP. Thoroughly enjoyed that project. Who else we got? We got West Side Gun released Side B for his album that he released in late August. Side A and Side B is basically the same to me. I wasn't really too excited about this project. I don't know if it's like the production wasn't exciting me enough, but it was still some banger tracks here and there with the feature artists just absolutely snapping. Obviously, Griselda crew, when they come together, what the track is called Hell on Earth Part 2, that shit is absolutely insane. When the Griselda crew all come together, it's just no stopping it. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. And I think that's it. That's everything I wanted to go through. I'm sorry that was rapid fire. I'm trying to keep this as short as I possibly can. Those are my favorite songs, some of my favorite albums, mixtapes, EPs, etc., from September of 2021. October 2021, we don't have too many announced. I think Don Toliver next Friday is releasing Life of a Dawn album, but that's the only big name kind of artist that we have that's coming out in October 21. But it's the first day. It's going to be interesting to see what comes out. But those are my favorite songs, some of my favorite albums of September 2021. So if you like the video, please like the video. I got more content like this always coming soon, so please subscribe. And that's the next video, October 21. See what you have in store. Peace.